Okay, so we need to talk about how we apply these behaviors and body languages to training. But there's just one more topic that I need to cover first, and it's predatory versus prey instincts. Horses are prey animals, and this affects every instinct that they have. Humans, on the other hand, are predatory. This also affects our way of thinking, and it means that we think in vastly different ways than horses do. This means there are a lot of training methods that might make sense to us as humans and also work on predatory animals such as dogs, but they are scary, ineffective, and just the wrong way of approaching things for horses. Being a prey animal means horses have a fight or flight response, and it's especially sensitive in horses. When something scares them, they can choose to fight or flight, which is run away, and horses will pretty much always choose the flight option when it's available. That's how they survive. They are able to run fast away from predators. They don't take time to think about it, because spending an extra second to figure out if the scary thing is just a plastic bag or actually a mountain lion could get them killed if it turns out to be the latter. Basically, a horse's natural way of thinking is react and run now, think later. This is definitely something to keep in mind, because as we are training, we are trying to rewire them in a way to think first, to trust us, and look to us when responding to things. A predatory animal, on the other hand, will react differently. They have the ability to fight off other animals because they are built for it. They can spend more time thinking about their choices in a situation because it's less of a life or death situation for them. They also tend to be more aggressive, and they can understand and respond similarly to aggression. This is not horses at all. Now, how does this apply to training? Think about dogs. This is probably the animal most people are familiar with training. A lot of people have had a dog, and they may have participated in training it. Dogs are predatory animals just like us, which is one of the reasons humans work with them so well. If a dog has an accident on the carpet, and you punish them for it by putting them outside or in their kennel, the dog will understand what has happened and why it is being disciplined. If you come home to find your dog has torn through the trash, and you point to the trash and back to the dog and say, "Bad dog," or you put them in timeout, they will understand what they are in trouble for. Predatory animals like dogs can understand punishment as long as it's within a reasonable time frame, of course. Horses, on the other hand, cannot. This is definitely, it's not only because they are predatory versus prey animals. There are many other factors involved, including intelligence, the type of animal, and how they interact socially, but it is one of the major factors that affects the way they think and function. Problems occur when people try to treat horses like they would treat a dog or another predatory animal. When you are working with horses, you have to constantly remind yourself that they think and function differently than we do. They are constantly seeing new things as a threat. You have to get yourself into their mindset. One of the basic principles of natural horsemanship is to communicate with the horse in a way that it will understand, in a way that works and makes sense to them, not us. So for a horse, if the negative consequence doesn't occur immediately while they are doing the action, even if it's just 1 second after, it's no good. They associate negative consequences with what they are doing right then. They also spook or scare easily, and when they are scared, they get into that fight or flight mindset. When they get like this, they are just so scared and they don't think, and therefore don't learn. Aggression doesn't work with horses because they are not wired to function that way or understand that as anything but something they need to run from. Excessive dominance or trying to force things out of them doesn't work either, because they're just going to want to flee and associate you with negative things. What we want to do is build a working relationship with the horse. We want them to trust us and feel comfortable and safe with us, and look to us as their leader or the dominant herd member. We want them to look to us, and if we are calm, they stay calm. You can't do this without a working and respectful relationship with the horse, where they feel safe. If we can get that, then they aren't in that scared flight response all the time, and great things can happen. When working with horses, we use pressure and release of pressure, or comfort versus discomfort, to get a desired response. And that is what I'm going to talk about in the next screencasts.